Christos Anesti, everyone. I just wanted to wish everybody well, that they're doing well and they're staying healthy. And our prayers are with all those who lost their lives to COVID-19 and for the very hard workers who are working the front lines and for their families and for everyone who is ill, because it's a horrific disease. And that's why I haven't been on, of course, because of Great Lent and everything that's going on. And then my daughter says, Mom, say some stories so at least people could get some laughs. So I want to share something with you tonight. I mean, it is hysterical. We've lost a lot of loved ones in the past, like my mother-in-law and our aunts and uncles and family members. They're greatly missed, and we think about them every single day, and they're all in our prayers. But we had an aunt, her name was Thea Nomiki, and nobody messed with her. She was so funny. I mean, she loved all of her nieces, nephews, great nieces, nephews, her sister-in-law, her brother, and her sisters. But she would fight with my mother-in-law all the time. And our one aunt and our other aunt too, they would try to be the peacemakers. But sometimes with Thea, it was really hard. And if anybody who knows her and is watching this, they know exactly what I mean. It was so difficult. And years ago, she went to Greece. And that year, a lot of family members went, but my one sister-in-law didn't go. And all of our cousins went and their children went, but we all stayed behind. And she left us in charge of her house. She left my three sister-in-laws and myself in charge of her house. And she told us to take care of her house. Now, mind you, she's old school. She had an adorable little house, but she wasn't, and everybody knows this, she didn't care about what she looked like, how clean her house was, about anything. All she cared about was to feed everybody, make everybody happy. And even to her last dollar, she would give the last penny to all her nieces, nephews, great nieces and nephews. And it was something else, She was something else. And she had a big heart, loved everybody. And she would wear, like her little socks, she'd have them rolled down with shoes hanging out, sort of like, if you know the character Medea, like that. So you didn't mess with her, And if you did, you had to know her sisters would tell her exactly what they thought of her. But it was so funny. And so she left us four in charge of the house because everybody else was in Greece. All of her sisters, her sister-in-law, except for my mother-in-law. That year she was here. And all her nieces and nephews, they were all down there. And great nieces and nephews, except for our side of the family. So to make a long story short, she left us in charge of her house. And she says, make sure you take care of my house. We were like, okay, Thea, whatever, So right before she's coming back from Greece, we're like, oh my God, we better get in there and start cleaning, open up all the windows. Now on her windows, she didn't have no screens. And this was like a week before she was coming back. So we go over there, we open up all the windows, my sister-in-laws and I were cleaning the house, we're getting it ready for her to come back. Of course, we threw a lot of things out, which we heard about it when she came back. But anyway, and we all decide, okay, it's perfect. Whatever, we lock the door, we leave. Well, guess what, guys? We forget to close the windows. They had no screen. We forget to roll up, it was the old-fashioned rolling up the windows like that. Okay, then we go in, and when we remembered, after storms and rain and stuff, we remembered, and we go back, and we're like, oh, no, we forgot the windows. So we're back, and my sister-in-laws and I were rolling up the windows. Oh, shoot. Right before she came, we turned on the air conditioning. We cleaned out, we threw things away. Well, we went to the airport to pick her up, and she doesn't care about nothing. she had octopus, octopus, and they were dried. She had them rolled inside her garments, inside the bags. And mind you, that stuff really smells. And if you go through customs, they'll throw everything away. But with Thea, they were like, oh, heck no. Keep going, lady. That's fine. Just pass it through. She passed all these things through. And sea urchins, all sorts of things. So, when we went to turn the air conditioning on before we were going to pick her up from the airport, we're like, oh my God, what's that smell? It smells like something died in here. Everything is spotless. What is going on, So we didn't know. So she comes back, she comes in, and she's taking out all these things. But with all the smells that she had, with the octopus and all the stuff, it was like, that, and it was like, God forbid, like something died. So anyway, we didn't think anything, and we were like, oh my God, we can't take this stench. What is it? So we left. We said goodnight, Thea, and this and that and whatever. So about a month passes. Now, she always, in those days, it was a long time ago, and in those days, you had home phones. And she had a phone where she would carry it and put it in her pocket. Always carried it in her side pocket. So it was night. And at the time, we were staying with my mother-in-law, my husband and I, and my daughter. So, and it was night, and we were there. Everybody was there. My other brother-in-law, sister, we would come down, everybody would get together at my mother-in-law's house. All of a sudden, my mother-in-law's phone rings, and she's hysterically crying. She goes that she fell down and she can't get up. And we're like, oh my God. So we run over there. She was in the laundry room. Thank God she had the phone in her pocket. We run over there, and the light, like inside the other part of the house, was lit up. But where the laundry room was, it wasn't. So she tripped on something and fell down, right? We go in there, my husband, my brother-in-laws, and us, we run over, with my sister-in-law, and all of us run over, and they had to pick her up. They picked her up, and stuff. And what do you think she tripped on? Oh my God. A freaking armadillo, guys. And I'm no kidding. An armadillo. The nails were this long, and it was dead like a doorknob. And the darn thing must have weighed a ton. And we were all like, we're running out of the house. And my husband, my brother-in-laws are like, oh my God, that was the stench. The freaking armadillo climbed in through the window when we shut the windows, and it was in there and it died. Oh my God. And she's crying hysterically. And she's like, Mona, how did it get in here? And we're like, like, nobody knows. Like, oh, Thea, oh, I don't know. Oh, God. And I'm like, oh, Lord, we have to go to Holy Confession. So we leave, and we take her with us. She's limping, the poor thing. We take her over to my mother-in-law's. My mother-in-law starts with her, Ma, skimia molis kles, mama. She says, you're so ugly when you cry. Why are you crying? Skimia. They got into such a fight. Oh my God, it was so traumatizing. It was unbelievable. And it took them, this thing was heavy, and they took it, and I don't know where in God's name they buried it. I really don't want to know. But that was our story with our Aunt Nomiki when she came back. That poor soul. And believe me, after that, let's put it this way, we were never in charge of her house again. That poor soul. May God rest their souls. But, oh my God, I just hope I made you guys laugh tonight with everything that's going on. God bless you guys. Please stay healthy. I love everybody. And peace out. Till next time, little T. Good night.